What's the good word, y'all? DKB here. So what's been happening with this Aaron Rodgers trade? What have the negotiations been looking like between Mark Murphy, Brian Gutekunst, and Joe Douglas? And our side of things, apparently not a whole lot. According to Adam Schefter, he was tweeting. Both sides now appear to be dug in. My understanding is there hasn't been a whole lot of conversation, if any, over the last couple of weeks. And, there's been so many contradictory reports. We have Joe Douglas is saying Aaron Rodgers is definitely going to be a Jet, which gives us boost of confidence. But then you hear guys like Adam Schefter who are quoting out here that the conversations, if any, since around the time of, March 15th, which is when I want to say Aaron Rodgers made his announcement, there hasn't been a whole lot of talks. They had the NFL Annual League meeting as a small area to kind of address things, but even then, both sides kind of mentioned brief hellos, kind of small talk situation, nothing necessarily related to Aaron Rodgers. So it is fairly concerning. It does, I think, lend a lot more credibility to the reports we heard maybe a week ago or earlier this week that was stating that this could go down to draft day, specifically day 2 of the draft, considering the GM on the Packers side himself, or excuse me, more so the president, Mark Murphy, mentioned that the 13th overall pick that the New York Jets own wouldn't be required to pull off a trade for Aaron Rodgers. Now, a first rounder definitely still seems like it's in question from what I'm understanding. It seems like the reports that mentioned 2 high second round picks that we got may not necessarily be true. Maybe that changed. Maybe this is all just smoke and mirrors, but it seems like the Packers do want a guaranteed first round pick at some point, which is why they don't want the conditions. They don't want the conditional second round pick. They don't want any strings attached. The scenario that was mentioned that Joe Douglas would like a 2025 pick, dependent upon Aaron Rodgers rejoining the Jets in 2024 and then team performance, doesn't seem like something that the Packers are very high on in a trade. And so you really do have to, it really does beg the question, what's going to happen on day 2 of the draft? Are we going to hear it early? Or are we going to hear it right up to the point that, we spend maybe our 42nd pick in the second round and then, we're talking about 10, 15 minutes worth of time to hear about what could be a franchise-altering decision on if an Aaron Rodgers trade gets pulled off or not. Why you would want to wait so long from the Packers' perspective, considering you kind of want to know what's going to happen with your draft board and all of that stuff in advance, I'm not sure. Jordan Love already is going to be lacking in the weapons department, the protection department with an aging offensive line. There's pieces you still want to add to that defense in Green Bay. So you are talking about a rebuild, which, Bakhtiari, the left tackle himself, has mentioned in recent. So it's an interesting situation, to say the least, right? So Adam Schefter does go on to say, so the trade that everybody seems to be waiting to get done is not any closer to happening right now as the draft draws closer. So from our side, I would say expect draft day, right? With Joe Douglas, you never know. Things can get pulled off in the middle of the night. But I would say this has the makings of definitely one of those soap opera last minute, this could be as big as the Super Bowl, the way this is kind of being set up to be. I did also find it interesting. Mark Murphy himself did have some recent comments because he's joining a tailgate tour for the Packers to kind of go out there and promote and different things of that nature. But he mentioned that he's been actively involved in a trade, but there's really nothing more to say, nothing more to add to it, which, hearing what Adam Schefter mentioned makes me think it's legit. He did say that, both GMs have been in contact. So, maybe that's just, political speak. We'll have to see what happens. But let me know what your guys' thoughts are on both sides. Are you tired of kind of waiting? Do you just want to see the deal get done? Does the timing ultimately matter, considering I've heard that Aaron Rodgers isn't expected to report until May anyways? So let me know where you kind of are falling on the spectrum, and I'll catch you guys again. Peace.